Thank you, Tyrion, for the donation. Yeah, very Crimbo. I had all of my Christmas celebration pretty much done like weeks ago, so effectively this is just like, oh hey. It is another day. But nonetheless, it is time, since I've already had my celebrations, it is time to do some stuff for others. Be right back. There we go. Yeah, today is mostly going to be kind of riding basically the stream and then just kind of relaxing. Already talked to my parents. So most of my family stuff's done. Just get to enjoy this nice stream. Chill times indeed. Probably should make sure I got all of my cables sorted. Okay, that's just a rubber. Oop. Go. Now, also, I probably should have checked my mic volumes. There we go. That seems a little bit better. Which is good, because it is just about time to start right now. So, hello. It is, in fact, December 25th, 2022, when we are recording this. So, Merry Crimbo. Also, I should probably have muted that. Oh, God. Twitch has this thing where it, like, oh, I can see the cube, but the moment you touch anything else that's not that box, it goes away, and it's really annoying. Anyway, Merry Christmas. It is Christmas today. So, yeah, it is. Christmas fell on a day in which I am streaming, so naturally, I feel like it is kind of whenever a holiday comes around on a streaming day, that it is, you know, a good time to go ahead and do something holiday-themed. Now, naturally, there are a number of Christmas-based games that I could do. However, I was lazy and realized that, oh, I have a thing in which we open boxes. And what better day to open boxes than Christmas? And don't answer Boxing Day. I'm American, we don't celebrate Boxing Day. But yes, so rather than me figuring out something, we're just going to open more boxes, which also is good because that gives me a chance to do a little tiny mini retro rank relief. This is not going to be, well, so this might go a little extra long because I don't have work tomorrow, so and there's nothing I'm doing after this. So, yeah. Yes, we play Boxing Day, so finally I'll do Super Punch-Out. Except I don't stream tomorrow. Anyway, so yeah, we're doing a little retro rank relief today, and in the nature of Christmas and the fact of Santa dropping new boxes under thing. Well, actually, before I should get that, I'm not going to go through the whole spiel because we'll They're actually... let me quick explain what the charity that we're supporting. We are, for Retro Ink Relief this quarter, we are supporting Trans Lifeline, which if you want to... Oh, that's wrong window. If you want to donate to the drive, which of course is always not required, but go to relief.hazel.town or relief.ldp.life, and that'll take you to the donation page in which you can donate to whatever your heart contends. Any amount helps. I don't think there's a limit. I would imagine it's probably $1, just with like transaction fees and all that. But yeah, that is what that is there for. Trans Lifeline, it is a support group for trans people, as they have been under a lot of assault as of late. I mean, granted, they have never really not been under assault, but they have, in particular, had some rough couple of years. So, yeah, it is a good charity to support. Also, apparently I have a frog in my throat. Anyway, that's what I was saying. We are opening boxes today. And Santa the Puzzle might have actually dropped some new boxes this Christmas. Some of the boxes have been filled with new things. And also, in the light gun categories, there is now another set of three fresh categories. Well, actually, technically there's 4, because there's one the blue. But yes, there are a number of categories now that are involving stuff that's not necessarily on the Mister. In fact, it might be a good time to switch it up. Hey, Bob. And Merry Christmas. So yeah, there are some new categories. Naturally, you don't have to pick those. But yeah, there's some fresh new boxes, which I'll just, might as well just go ahead and explain what, well, you know what, for a fun mystery thing, we'll find out if someone actually picks it. So, now granted, some of them are very explicit what they are. I don't think it really takes much of I don't think it takes much guessing to figure out what Arcade Archive Dive is. But yes. So, yep, I see the boxes are being filled. So let me go ahead and get those. Oh yeah, we already got some. Let me go ahead. So we got 15B, 2B. Oh right, because yeah, I forgot that 2B is the one that usually gets picked by Tyrion, which is not a problem. Okay, so let's see. So Okay, so first up we got Coolio on 15B. We then get 2B and 5C and I mean, yes, there are only 2 options, 2B or not 2B, and I think that's probably the joke. And also I see 20A. 20B? Okay, I can fix that. Yeah, 20A is already picked. Okay, so there, that is plenty to work with at the moment. So we're going to start with 15B. Let's go ahead and see what's in 15B. What is in 15B? What is 15? Modern Retro. Oh, we're going to start out, I think, with a banger. So, 15B. Just double check that is 15B. Donut Dodo. This is a game that I actually have been wanting to stream for a while, but I just haven't found good opportunity. This is a game that came out earlier this year. It in fact is actually on sale. This is available not just on PC. Well, it is available for PC, which I have. It's available for the version that we're going to take a look at, which is the Switch version. Which let me load up my Switch now. And it's also available for the Atari VCS if you have one. I think it's also available for, like, probably other platforms too, but, yeah. So, let me go ahead and load this also. Let me check to make sure it's making sound. Oh, it's not. Hold on, I'm trying to... Okay, hopefully that's not too loud. Okay, let me load this up. Where are you? There you are. Okay, that actually is probably going to be too loud. So. Boop. So this was developed by... I think that's Pixel. I think developer group is just called Pixel. And this is a arcade-style game. Very much... We'll see it as I play. Let's see. CRT mode. There's some CRT modes. I feel like this is what they give you by default. And I think that's generally pretty good. This game really doesn't need a whole lot of explanation, so I'm just going to let it play. Let's insert a coin. So you have a couple game modes. These really don't have much difference from what I can tell in terms of unless it's in terms of difficulty. So let me just... Okay, there we go. So yeah, you just gotta beat other ones. I haven't beat easy, medium. So, let's go ahead and start. That's too loud. Here we go. So this is a... It is what it is. It's really not a whole lot of explanation needed. And yeah, the music in oh shit. The music in this game is fantastic. I have a very pedantic complaint, which is the fact that it's going for an arcade aesthetic, yet it's using very NES-style music. But other than that, this music's fantastic. There's a good reason why Cosmic Gem is credited on the title screen. And yes, it is on Bandcamp. Also, can you tell that the composer of this does a lot of Mega Man style music? This is on sale right now for like $3. Also, I'm gonna move this over here so I can read the chat. Yeah, it's like $5 to begin with. So, this comes... I mean, already, from what you can see, this game is, like, really smooth. Oh. Okay. Wait, oh. Whoop. Well, the problem is I'm having trouble reading, so there we go. Oh, okay, you go all the way up there? Okay. Oh, okay, good. Oh, not good, because it... Okay, can I jump over that? Okay, good. I can. Nope, nope. Yeah, it's got a little bit of bomb jack. It's got some... I don't know if bomb jack would be more... I think it's more like how Mappy does its bonus things. I did not mean to go up there. It is. The only... This is also another really pedantic complaint. I don't like how smoothly animated the rat is. But that is, like, an incredibly... Mappy does that as well. Oh, right, Mappy does that in pairs. So, yeah, I guess Bomb Deck would be closer. Oh. Oh. Alright, let's try that again. It's okay, we get to hear this song again. This soundtrack's all really good, but I feel like this is probably my favorite track. But they are all very good. Damn it. Yeah, this game's a lot of... You gotta keep track of, like, multiple different things at the same time. And yeah, you have full air control. And it just feels really good. The branch that I'm using like the standard Joy-Con configuration, which is probably not the best way of doing it, but it's what I got. Oh, damn it. I was expecting to go the other way. That's okay. Also, I always appreciate the little... I really like the text appearing in tune with the music. It's very good. Nope. Okay, can't jump those. Nope. So, I will say, basically... Also, I think, if you go... Let's see, can you see? Okay, reset. I guess it's not available on the Switch version, but on the PC version, there are online leaderboards. So that... Oh, this is Made Godot. Okay. So, there is your credits for this. Cosmic Gem did a phenomenal job. Pixel, I think this is their first game. But yeah, this is a very good, one of those little, like, neo-classic, or neo-retro, so to speak, style games. I think this is definitely one of the, ones. It's not super accurate, but it's not like Annalyn, which, I think Annalyn nails it because it like, everything top to bottom is like super charming and also technically accurate. This kind of is that envisioned kind of thing, but also it doesn't matter. This game's really good. I don't really have a whole lot of like maybe a few extra modes, like maybe a stage select or a practice. I think I'm just spoiled by Annalyn. But yeah, this is still really good. Like definitely up there with like the Locomolito games. Like this was. It's also like it's $5. It's even on sale right now. I would highly recommend picking up Donut Dodo. But let's put it on the board. Donut Dodo. Oh shoot, what episode is this? Is it $5.95? Yeah, it is $5.95. 2 pixel. I don't know, technically I played it on the Switch, so I'll do that. Although it is really... You can get it on mostly anything. Or anything modern, I'd say. That is definitely going for the aesthetic. Actually, one thing I do actually really like about the graphics in this is that they really nail the look of how the Dodo sprite would look. It's like very much, it's reminiscent of Nintendo's Sakuta original, or Nintendo's Susami Shisinki arcade games, like Sky Skipper and Donkey Kong. Well, more akin to Sky Skipper or like Popeye, where you definitely can tell that it's a bunch of color sprites layered on top of each other. Like, I think they nailed the look of that really well. What's it looking for? I just have like an 80s tone, right? I do also think one thing that this does get is it gets the complete throw spaghetti at the wall theming that 80s games tend to have. And I really don't have a whole lot to say about that other than I think it is a simple game, but that's all you need. Yes. I'm gonna let me start with 3. Because let's see, we have Mappy. I'm trying to see if I have any Neo Retro here. ZZT. Gauge. What do we got 2? We have Trespassers at 2. Rockworm, Contra Hardcore, Atari 50. I can see, like, Blackbird, yeah, I can see this being a 2. Like, not that it's, like, I wish that there was a continue function. I can understand why they didn't do a continue function, but yeah, that's just, Donut Dodo is just a really good game. Music, it just knocked it out of the park. And the charm is very good. The art, while I'll say there's some style clashing, I think it's very good. And yeah, it's just... I am fine, especially with this being, like, a 2-person project, and one being, like, entirely music. I'd say this is definitely made with love. So yeah, I think... Oh, Simply Fun, right, yes. Yes, Simply Fun is a very good descriptor for Donut Dodo. So, there. That is our first game we've looked at, and it was quite a good game. So, with that, let me mark that as complete, and let's go back and do the next box. And we still have 4 boxes in the thing. We are good to go for a bit. What do we got next? 2. That's 15B, so next up we got 2B. So, this is one of my golden picks, which I actually just recently added because this was already filled. But, what did I replace 2B with? Libble Rabble. This is an arcade archive game. Oh, no, so I see, wait. 12B, okay. I got really confused. I'm like, wait, what? Did you just do that? No, that was a different thing. Let me get that in here. 12B. Libble Rebel. It is the game that the creator of Pac-Man, Toru Iwatani, made after He made Pac-Man. Because I believe this is 1983. This game did not leave Japan. And this game's interesting. So, this is an arcade archive game. So let's just take a look. And this game has an interesting mechanic in that this is actually a dual joystick game. It's kind of like Kicks, but you're just you're trying to make bigger and bigger boxes. That's kind of pretty much it. So I don't think there's an intro. Also, it's going to be in Japanese if there's text. Oh, okay. So there is some. I do know that there is some Japanese text in here. This game also got a SNES port, but that's also Japanese only. Let's see. I don't think I've ever seen the little spinny thing. Got down the scissors. Let's see. Is that it? Each stage has a treasure in it. That basically, the blinking was because they found you covered something, but you need to do a somewhat smaller box. Or mystic item. Okay. Oh, I never noticed the default names. Okay, what's the button to put coins in? Okay, here we go. Good luck. Also, I should probably check to make sure this is... Okay, it's loud. Good enough. There we go. There we go. Oh! Yeah, you can't have either Libble or Rabble connect. Or else that is, in fact, a game over. Sure. It has been a while since I've played this. Oh, there's a Satan. Nope. Oh, nope. That was not a good run. There we go. Let's see if I can... There we go. Yep. Okay, there we go. Now, time to make the thing go really slow. Yeah, the goal of every level is to collect all the little toadstool things. Oh, shit. I thought I would have connected. Oh. Oh, shoot. Okay, there we go. Please tell me I got it. Oh. I think one was over here. Oh. Yep. Oh, I got no points for getting... it is incredibly confusing to control. You just have to remember that the red one is left and blue one is right. Oh, damn it. Come on, there we go. Nope, got none of them. Nope, okay. This sound font is really good. Oh, don't hang on the wall. Yeah, so needless to say, this did not get the attention that Pac-Man got. There we go. No, that's all of them. Yeah, it's a fun little twist on like the Kicks formula. Okay. Oh, that's a stage done. Oh, that's gonna cut. Oh, damn it. Nope. Is that it? Nope, I have one more. Okay. Oh, wait, what? Whoop, casual Satan. Oh, good, I got it. Did it? Come on, there we go. Did I get him? Oh, it didn't matter. Yeah, there's some mechanics in this game that I just don't understand how they work. Like, there's something that you get, like, a little wedding scene to appear, and I don't know what the trigger is for it. Nope. I think that's it. I think it's if you get enough bonuses. There we go. Let's see, do I get any... Okay, it's just a period. There we go. Yes. Or if it's going to connect. Sure, I will connect my score. Let's see. Oh yeah, I could also see what games. Let's see. Oh, you can turn the practice at start off. Oh, okay. I see that. That's a way, certainly a way to do, cocktail mode. Okay. Toggle. Oh, okay. So you can also have it do 2 controllers. Okay, that's neat. Let's see. What are the online rankings? Yeah, that stage 43. I like the discrepancy in the scores here. Also, needless to say, the majority of people who are playing this are Japanese. Okay. So, that was Lipple Rabble. It is a fun little game. It's a little weird, but also... I find it enjoyable, at least. We have it at 7. They've ranked it back at episode 88. I kind of feel like that's an adequate spot for it. Like, it's not amazing. Like, it's slightly better than good. But it's a little confusing, but also kind of quaint. I don't know if I'd say it's above Pac-Man. Or Paperboy. I kind of still feel like 7 is a good spot for it. Like, puts on the same level as Worms and, like... Super Tetris 3 and Splatterhouse. Still a very good game. Oh, actually, I should check to see. Lipple Rabble. I think the music is actually pretty good, so I'm gonna put that there. I will say that the controls are a little confusing in a mixture of how it's presented. So that's like... Oh, also, I forgot to say that this is not Donut Dodo, this is Lipple Rabble. Whoops. Well, late now, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Alright, so... Anyway, I think that's good for Lipple Rabble. Let's pick the next game. Let's see, that was 2B from Tyrion. So now, let's mark that complete. Next up, Max and Chakchi requested 5C. With that, what is in 5C and what is 5? Christmas time is here. Also, I'm pretty certain that this is going to go 14A. I will go ahead and put 14A in the queue. So, what is in it? I mean, it is apt. It is time for Christmas stuff. Christmas time is in fact here. And what do we have in 5C? Elf Bowling 1 and 2. This was a very notable source of malware on PC. But, thankfully, and by thankfully I mean however you want to describe it, someone in their infinite wisdom decided to port it to the Game Boy Advance. So let's play some Elf Bowling for the Game Boy Advance. I don't know. All right, let's do this. Elf Bowling and Storm Ignition and Entertainment. The video games redefined. Black Lantern. There's a lot of studios for this. All right, Elf Bowling 1 and 2. Okay, let's do some. Also, should make sure. This sounds terrible. Oh, it just starts. Okay. Let me make sure the sound is. Okay, let's. All right. Is there any other control than? No, it is just. There we go. Yep, that is the thing that I remember is that, yeah, there was definitely a number thing. But Yeah, this is just an incredibly subpar bowling game. Oh god. I appreciate you saying that, Tyrion, immediately right as that happened. It's also great that the lineup doesn't really feel great.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Great. Let's see how... Oh, there's 2 players in this. No, I'm not... Oh, there's actually, like... Oh, okay. This is... This isn't bowling! This is shuffleboard. Blue Santa is Dingle, I guess. Oh my god. Okay, well at least I knocked his down. Yeah, I really don't care either. I love the scaling just doesn't work at all. But well, did he just give himself 0 points? Oh no. Yeah, elf antics and elf jokes is definitely a way of describing it. Oop. Oh, that's one way of... Yes, uncomfortable is a good way of describing it. Bad is also another good way of describing it, too. Well,
No.
could be Chopo, yes. Well, I won. Okay, that's enough of that. That was foul. Is a good way of describing that game. Let's see. That was bad in multiple different ways. The control was bad. The humor was bad. That was just uncomfortable is a good way of describing that game. It was technically functional. I don't think it's quite a 21, but 20 I think is a good spot for that. 1 plus 2. 959. Oh. I didn't even check when that came out. Is it list what it says when this came out? The dumpster is in fact a good spot for that game. 1999. Okay. By Endstorm. For the GBA. 10 technically it's a sports game. And it's trying to be funny. It's failing miserably, but it is in fact trying to be a silly game. Thumbs down for the charm, the gameplay, the sound. And it just doesn't look good either. Everything about that game is just bad. That was a game of all time. And by all time, I mean about 99 to 2001. Alright, so that was Max and Chachi 5C. We got a Christmas game in. We're good. Alright, 13A. Johnny Long Tour. Wait, 13A. There we go. Yes, at one cost. Okay, let me do this. So next up we got 13A. Wait. Wait, what did I accidentally automatically... Okay, I accidentally hit complete on 13A, but whatever. 13A I think is next. And I did not see who did that. But this is definitely a Switch game. So it's been ages. What kind of ages? Fantasy Zone ages. So, yes, if you are familiar with the Switch's retro repertoire, you might be familiar with the Sega Ages collection, or the Sega Ages series. Which are Sega, or like, redone versions of Sega games. Like, say, Fantasy Zone, for example. Where are you? Oh, you're under Sega Ages, that's why. Fantasy Zone. So. So yes, these are done by M2. They're just basically recreations of... There we go. Press any button. Okay, so this is... It's Fantasy Zone, but you get a... you get an extra stuff with it. Oh, right, thank you. Also, the background music for this is the Japanese Sega CD music, which I think is neat. It's been a while since I've touched this. What is... let's see. Oh, right, this does have the extra bosses from... Okay. Display node. Okay, so let's just do a round of this. Let's see, it has been a while. Also, it keeps track of how much gold you've earned from game to game, which I think is interesting. Also, what is the... What is the, There we go. Also, you could... also, you can continue from different loops, which is interesting. I've gotten up to loop 40? Or to loop 4? Or actually, no, that's... What was that? Loop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Loop 5. There we go. Let's try... Loop 2. Yep. So I've already forgotten how the buttons in this work. Okay, let's do loop 2. And let's start with... Don't need that much. Granted, I have umpteen $1 million. So let's start with 30,000. Okay, what are my controls? There we go. Okay, at this point I don't need that much money. Or that much equipment. I think that should be good. And yeah, so it just has a lot of nice details, like it has little things like, hey, there's gonna be a thing here, so don't collide with it. This is just a really good version of Fantasy Zone. Oh right, I forgot that on the loops you don't get automatic face forward. There we go. And yeah, if you're not familiar with how Fantasy Zone works, basically there's the bases where you... It's like Defender, if you've ever played that. There's a number of bases, you have to destroy the bases, then you fight the boss. There we go. Now, I forgot... Okay, no, it's this. I think it's the next stage where we get the first. Nope, okay. Okay, so here's a slight problem. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately this is... I kind of wish that they redid their version of Fantasy Zone 2. Okay, also we should be good to go with Turbo, Twin Bomb. Let's see, does this... I forgot, does this port mess up the laser beam? Okay, no, it fixes the problem that a lot of ports of Fantasy Zone have, where if you have Turbo Fire, it really messes up the laser beam. Oh, shit. Also, I should probably go ahead and buy extra life. Nope. This is in fact harder. Actually, I think Big Wings is actually... I'm fine with just Big Wings. Oh, nope. I am not... Screw this. I can't remember if this is... one that has... Oh, no. Alright, I have the thing that I have infinite use of the weapon. There we go. Okay. Oh, shoot. Actually, I didn't need to do anything. So this port does something that actually their port of Fantasy Zone to the 3DS did. You might have also caught in the options. This is also a thing that if you've played the Master System version of this game. Oop! So yeah, they added the Master System bosses into the arcade version, which is really neat. Except for the fact that the Master System bosses are actually very hard. There we go. Yep. Yep. Nope, that's gonna be it. I believe... I don't know if that added to my total or not. But yeah, so that's... It's a good port of Fantasy Zone 1. But, that's not all that this has. This has a new mode. That is actually exclusive to this version. Which is the, hey, I got money. So let's put in $50,000. So yeah, it just... You have access to pretty much any weapon, but it costs money. And this song is arranged. Alright. There we go. Yeah, from here the... Oh, whoops. There we go. Yep. Let's see. Oh! Keep over in the size of the hitbox. Nope. I have a script, so it does change the ending slightly in a dumb way. Also, this is probably going to be a bad idea. There we go. Let's see, what's my profit on this? Okay, I kind of made up for it. Nope. Nope. There we go. There we go. I forgot the Master System bosses show up here too. Nope. Nope. And I don't think I can continue in this mode. Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna cheat it and do this, because I did save a screenshot of this when I beat it the first time. Also, you can see all my Pokemon stuff, but also, I think, how old is this? There it is. So the thing is that the end boss, which is in the original your dad, is actually your mom. Upupa the player has now destroyed the invading army. However, he has mixed emotions because his mother was the chief of the enemy forces, who has come to scold him. You know what you have to do now that you used your brother's money without your permission, right? Was my victory really worth the price I had to pay back? Which I thought was a cute touch. I guess. Yeah, so this is a really good port of a really good game. And then also I think it has a time attack mode. Which actually... Wait. Oh, so you can see how old this was. Did I... Wait, actually, is this... Okay, so here, actually, I have my completed playthrough of that. So yeah, you have full playthrough. Where do I... Okay, how do I... Can I, like... How do I... Because there's a way I can skip faster. Just how do I do that? Up. 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 Getting confused by controls. Here we go. Oh, it's got to render it 10 seconds at a time. Okay, so we're in the boss fights. Okay, I think this is the one that's... And this one. There we go. Yep. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. This... Wait, what is it? Oh. Interesting. But yes, that is Sega Aegis Fantasy Zone, which is a incredibly good port of an incredibly good game. In fact, I think we have the original Fantasy Zone on it too. We do. Looked at it all the way back in episode 25 or 28. I think 2 is a good spot for that. Fantasy Zone is an incredibly good game. Probably one of my favorite Sega games, period. I really wish that it included the port of Fantasy Zone 2, but it did not. But, oh well. Have all these pluses. I think that these are incredibly worth it. So, not much change, but I feel like that was worth taking a look at. Anyway, that's enough for that game. That was 13A. Requested by I don't know because I accidentally hit the thing too early. And now we're going to Bob's, which is 20B. Also there's there. Also, I can leave it up a little bit if anyone wants to add stuff to the queue. All right, so 20B. What is in 20B? 5B? All right. Fair enough. Okay. 20B. What is 20B? Enter the dragon. So we're completing out the dragons. What is in this? Flying Dragon. Okay. So this is a mystery game. Which this, let's see, I think this is an NES game. So this is a game that has an, actually, did I do the original version? I need to check something. Did I do Shanghai Kid? I have not. But this is basically the first one that most people know of. But, Flying Dragon. Hiryu no Ken is the ultimate fighting stance that gives the impression of a flying dragon. Culture Rain presents. The Grandmaster Wan was robbed of the secret scroll of Hiryu no Ken. He entrusted. Oh, actually, I gotta do it through here. The scroll, the word conveying Gengai of Shorinji. There we go. Okay, so this is, in fact, the first game that of a series that's known in Japan as the Hiryu no Ken games. There was technically a game before this for arcade that came over here as Shanghai Kid, which is an interesting game, to say the least. There's this game. There was a sequel to... There's an Americanized sequel to this that came out over here as... I got it over there. Flying... Is it Flying? Flying Warriors. Which is a kind of a mashup of Hiryu no Ken 2 and 3 with its own unique plot. And yes, as Infinite pointed out, there is a N64 fighting game. There is also a SNES game called, I wanted to say it's called Ultimate Warrior. That is kind of, I think that's Hiryu no Ken 4. And there is also a Game Boy game that might have also came out over here under a different name, but yes. This series has had a number of releases in the West, but none of them are, like, consistent. But yes, let's start. In compliance with Master Wan's last request, Ryuhi begins his journey to Shorinji. So, if you're familiar with Culture Brain, you know that their games are weird. They are makers of Magic of Scheherazade, the Super Chinese / Super Ninja Boy. The naming in this franchise is a little weird. Also, this is an up-to-jump game. I believe this is where there's power-ups hidden in here. Yes. Okay. Okay. Note to self, you do not have air control. I want to say you can't go in the doors without... Yeah. I think... Okay, it's not... Yeah, kind of. Oh, great. Oh. Yep. Get in the hole. Okay, I guess I'm not. Oh, hey. I want to at least beat one stage. Because there's a second mode in this, which is like the one that this series is more known for. There we go. Mandara. There were Shinobi one boss. Well done. I commend you for coming. I'm Gengai. Defense is the key, since it is the first secret of Shirinji. While you are here, let's work on your defensive skills. So I think here is where you see the other thing. Combat training. So, instructions from Shingang. Defend. So, this is kind of has a fighting game mode where it's like weird. Like, if you see like there'll be like little marks on either your opponent or you, and depending upon what shows up, you have to press a certain button. Listen carefully, the circle mark indicates where your enemy will attack. When the mark lights up, be ready to defend. Then be ready to attack. Okay. Oh. So the thing is, I want to say it... Oh, is it? Yeah, so it sounds like the Punch-Out arcade thing, or the Punch-Out thing of... So this also has a thing where, I believe if you guard upper, you can actually do a parry throw. I just don't know how you do that. For your diligent training, you will be taught one of the secrets of Shorinji. The trick throw. Oh, here we go. Let your enemy attack your upper body, then suddenly throw your enemy down. Oh. Up. Up. Yeah, the later games are a little bit better about the speed of this. There we go. reward for successful completion of training. Shingen's secrets. Okay, the blue mark indicates enemy's weak point. Star indicates point where enemy can be eliminated with one blow. Try your new secrets. Up. Also, learned the secrets, except that none of them came up. You've seen a letter of challenge from the Tusk Soldiers Army. This is the army that stole the secret scrolls and eliminated Juan. Defeat the enemy and recover the secret scrolls. What am I? Okay, I guess I'm in the World Tournament now. Having become the Kung Fu Master of Shorinji, Ryuhei sets out to become the best one-on-one competitor in the world. This will not be easy. Several top-notch opponents must be defeated. Go Hayato. Trained against a bear. Litron. Unique qualities. Born and raised in the savannah. Min. Her skills in Kung Fu are unmatched. Demon Kabuki. Nickname, Laughing Devil. Okay. So yeah, this... Yeah, so this game is basically kind of interspersed with those kind of fights with this kind of subpar platforming. That is something, like, this flow is kind of how this entire series goes. This one's probably one of the clunkier ones. There's also, like, RPG-style combat in later ones. So yeah, I think that's good for Flying Dragon, the Secret Scroll. It is a ambitious, like a lot of Culture Brain games, it's an ambitious take on a certain genre that kind of doesn't execute that particularly well. But it's at least they try. There's one thing I will say for Culture Brain, they try. But yes. So let's see, that was Flying Dragon School. 595, 1988, Culture Brain. For the NES. Action game. Punchy Kicky. Where is that? There it is. Oh, wrong one. Let's see. It's definitely probably yellow. Let's see, we got Karnov at 14. I don't think it's as bad as Karnov. Or no, I think it is not as good as Karnov. Let's see, 15 we got QDQ, Clue Clue Land, Caveman Games, Dark Pet Spirit, Barkley Shop and Jam, Back to the Future, PB. I think it's on par with Altered Beast for the NES. Yeah, let's go with that. And about as good as combat as that. I'm gonna say Lightbulb for thing. It was like a good idea, but kind of executed not that great. So I think we're good for Flying Dragon, the Secret Scroll. So, with that, let us get another box. And let's see. Next up, we got 12B by Coolio. And what do we got? Let's see, what do we got in 12B? What is 12? Use your noodle. What do we got in here? Gorby's Pipeline. A somewhat topical game, considering the person that this is named after just recently passed away. This also requires a little bit of background on why this game even exists. This was initially Japanese only because this is a very Japan-centric thing, kind of. I think there's a translation for it, though. Yes. Gorby no Pipeline Daisaksen is what this was in Japan. But if you're wondering what the Gorby in this is, it is in fact, this is a compile game. It is in fact Gorbachev. So in, like, right around the time that this game was made, Russia was working with Japan to make a pipeline. So this is a falling block puzzle about making pipes. It's a pipe dream, both also Tetris and also not as good. But yes. So let us play Gorby's Pipeline. And Let's just start. Okay. Oh. I've already messed this up. I've just boned this hard. Yeah, considering this is made by the same people who did Puyo Puyo, it kind of checks out. Oh. Good. Let's try that again. Okay. Yep, it is to connect the sides. Oh, that was bad. It doesn't help that I'm not getting, like, really any beneficial pieces from this. Oh. Yeah, I don't like this. What does this do? Oh, nothing. Yeah, this just, like... Yeah, I want to see how the hell you played this game. Oh shoot. Well. Oh good, now it's faster. Sure. Yeah, this just doesn't, like, feel good. Whoop. Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah. All right. So, okay. Where's my mouse? There it is. I'm sure you could do that idea, but also that one in particular was not great. Honestly, that was also 19. Oh, let's see, what was that? 1991. Falling block. I technically was based on an actual event, so in a weird way it's kind of licensed, although it's not really. So that might actually be the worst falling block game I've played. Like, we have Yoshi here. I don't think it's 21, but I think it's on par with Yoshi. That's a 20. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't license it. I'm just gonna say for a charm, this is a game that, like, requires, like, way too much planning. No, it wasn't 21 because it was technically playable in the second one. But it was pretty bad. That being said, I think that's pretty much good for Gorby's pipeline. So I think that's good for that. Anyway, before I continue on, I will be right back. Oh good, my thing's on. Did I accidentally close out the tab that I need? Yes, I did. Hold on, give me 1 second. It's not making the noise, but okay, there we go. Anyway, I'll be right back. All right. There we go. So, let's see. That was 12B. So, next we have 14A. from Tyrion. Okay, close this out so I don't accidentally do that. 14A. What is 14A? Switching it up. And what do we got? Clockwork or Curio? This was an interesting one. Also, I see 6C. Oh. So this was a game that was developed by West One, makers of the Wonder Boy, that never got released until recently. Where I forgot who got it, but someone went and dug this game up and now has actually officially released it. I don't know if this is Switch exclusive, but I do know it was like might have been Switch and something else. It is not PC, unfortunately. And as far as I know, I don't think anyone's dumped this yet. So it is still also, why does it sound like why does it sound like give me 1 second. Okay, why is that? Why does it sound like complete garbage? Let me do some real quick. Where did my... Wait, where did... No, right here. That sounds fine. Okay, that was weird. Okay, anyway, so Clockwork Curio. I don't know why, in their infinite wisdom, they decided to do this arcade game like this, where they forced you to play in limited continues? But yeah. Let's go ahead and try this. Okay, let's go ahead and play. Let's see, is there an intro to this, or is this... Well, that's too loud. Let's just be Hunk Londo. Okay, that's... It certainly has a look to it. Oh, shoot. All right. Up. Yeah, it looks neat. Oh, I messed up. Yeah, this is like this does remind me very much that this is the same company that made Wonder Boy 3 Monster Lair. Also, I can kind of see why this game didn't come out. Alright. Okay, nope, that... Yep. Up. Yeah, it's kind of just damage racing at that point. Oop. Kinda like the robot the best. Am I gonna get the thing and then immediately... Yep, lose it. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, like, this game's alright. Like, it's neat that they brought this back, but also, like, yeah, I can kind of see why this game didn't get released. It looks good, but also it kind of... It plays like a... It plays like a license game, is like what I would say about it. I see. What? Oh, that was it? Oh, that was my knife continue. I think that was the last boss, too. Yeah, that like... Oh, how do I get back to the menu? Is there just not a menu? Oh, here we go. I'm curious. Is there like a... Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting that it gives you this. What is this? Such a weird port. Okay. Oh. Alright, well... That's Clockwork Acario. That was an incredibly okay game. I want to say they came out in 2021. Technically, it's an arcade game. Action. Going for the cutesy side. Actually, almost anime side. I see Shockman, I see Popeye, Ninja-kun, Kickmaster. I think this feels like a 12. So, I am thinking that I'm going to put it at 12. Alright. So, with that... let us continue on to our next box. Now it's 14A from Tyrion. Now, naturally, Max and Chachi put it in 5B to close out the Christmas one, which is apt, except also... Oh, here we go. What else am I looking for? There we go. Yeah, I'm thinking about going for probably... We'll see how these go. These might actually be good. But, yeah. We shall see with what we get. So let's see. What do we get in 5B? What is the final Christmas game? The Grinch. For the PlayStation. This actually was a request. Actually, this might close it out. But we'll see. Yes, we have ranked the Game Boy Color version. Let's see. The Grinch. Because let's see, what is 6C? Oh, sure. Okay. Konami. Artificial Mind. Oh, this is A to M. Okay, I didn't realize this is from the Dead by Daylight people. All right.
Oh, I got it. I have a great idea. This year,
Oop, shoot.
the Who's will pay. Here they are, my precious gadget blueprints. All my inventions, my contraptions, my Machiavellian machines.
That, in fact, is the misanthrope scheme. Build gadgets from blueprints. Halt the holiday theme.
What gadget should I build first? The Grinch copter? With this, I can fly over the despicable Who's. Maybe the octopus climbing device to scale the walls? No. The rocket spring to perform magnificent
Gary
tricks.
Owens was probably
One of
not
my
that
most
expensive at
treasured
this point.
weapons, the rotten egg launcher to stink out my enemies, or the slime gun to just stick it to them. My marine mobile. No. I know. Yes, this. No! My plans, my precious plans! I'll never be able to build my gadgets!
But will this debacle make the Grinch stop and quit? Of course not. He growls and pledges.
I'll stick with
Oh,
it.
Ghost from Coast? I have no idea.
Nothing's gonna stop us this year. I'll recover my plans piece by piece. And I swear to ruin the party for everyone. Even if I have to roam all over Wholand. So let's begin with the worst part. Whoville! I have more than one
George Lowe.
way to upset those irksome Who's. Okay, Max, we're ready. Let's creep down to Whoville. let the main begin!
All right.
Darn! I forgot my keys. There should be a spare one in one of these boxes.
The Grinch likes to break things with his robust behind. He'll flatten and smush to get out of a bind. This power is one that he completely controls. He'll pancake anything to attain all his goals.
Okay. This is, in fact, a game made by the people who did Jersey Devil. Yes, Kuya, that is, in fact, what he just said. That the Grinch is, in fact, dummy thick.
The strength of the Grinch is a legend in Whoville. There's nothing he can't move with Grinch muscle and will.
Okay, seize the object.
Hey, Max! Listen to me, boy. There's another spare key in the next room. Go get it!
Max the brown dog is the mean one's right-hand mate. He obeys Grinchy orders, does not question his fate. This pup boldly ventures where the green one cannot. He approaches who strangers, explores a small spot.
Select control.
Go, Max! Thanks, you bad boy.
Okay, so first person view.
To access the next room, please identify yourself with the breath analyzer.
An anti-Who tool for which no blueprints exist is the smelly Grinch breath, which cannot be missed. It appears in the shape of a rancid green cloud and can be used any time it's always allowed. This fog reveals things the naked eye can't see. Also, its rank odor weakens the enemy.
Oh my! No doubt. You're definitely the Grinch. You can pass.
Press the action button to cause Grinchy effects. This guarantees you'll be a pain in Who Next. At the heart of the Heartless One's cave is his pride, a master computer with Grinchy smarts inside.
After I collect the plans that have blown away, I'll feed them to my processor, and there they'll stay. It will build my gadgets with just a click of its gears.
Okay.
The Grinch has invented a vast vacuum system. Through its miles of tubes, he can get to the Who's who he feels have so dissed him. As we begin, just the path to Whoville is clear. But as the scheme falls in place, more routes will appear.
Okay, I guess this is our level select.
It's way down in Whoville that all Who folk reside. They're hugging and kissing, the mean Grinch can't abide. Kind-heartedness and joy fill their Whotopia. Honor and love fill the Who cornucopia. The Grinch must steer clear of their touch of affection. Avoiding all contact will be sheer perfection. But as he evades all their touching and feeling, the Grinch also plays pranks, such as Christmas gift stealing.
Oh. Let's see. Okay.
Who grown-ups and children alike fear the Grinch, but they hope that through hugs he may change just an inch. The mean one must test different ways to evade all the Who hugs and friendly advances they've made.
Hey! Who are you? Hey! Who are you? Big Daddy? Hey! Who are you? Big...
The mission book outlines the Grinch's to-do list. Using this, the mean one knows there's nothing that he's missed.
Oh, I see.
The Grinch just discovered a small rotten egg. Take it, O mean one, whether you steal or beg. This vile, fragile item's your most useful tool. You plop it in Grinch gadgets to give them more fuel.
Yep. Made by the people who did Jersey Devil. Okay, so Squishing All gives 500. Yep, and Dead by Daylight.
Another one! Ouch! 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 Another one! Hey! Ouch! Another one!
Hey, who are you, Big Daddy?
This certainly is, in fact, a Grinch game. Okay, there's 10 snowmen. Okay, there's multiple gifts in some boxes. Okay. Oh, okay. Mayor Stray, who wishes you Merry Christmas. Okay.
Another one! I can't wait that long! I must find a way to change the time of that clock! Ouch! Another one!
Hmm.
Gotcha!
Okay.
Ouch! 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 Ouch!
Okay, so I do have a turn camera button. Okay. Hmm. Okay, I wonder, did I say if I got gadgets?
Ouch! Ouch!
The tiptoeing Grinch is a master of stealth. If slyness were riches, he'd own a vast wealth.
Freeze! Another one! Yeah, Grinch!
What?
Freeze!
Ow.
Ouch! Freeze!
To complete all his missions, the Grinch must collect numerous items, each with a special effect. His book contains a record of what he must find to use in the setting for which it was designed.
Aha!
Found a hook cloak.
Ouch!
Oh.
Ouch! Go, Max!
Hmm. I'm curious. What cheats do I have in here?
Freeze! Ouch! 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 Ouch!
I'm gonna kill this damn fly.
Ouch! 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 Ouch!
Okay, nope, can't do that. Let's see, I got a Who cloak, so maybe I can go in here now.
What are you doing?
Oh.
Go, Max!
Oh, I see.
What are you doing?
What?
Go,
Oh,
Max! What are you doing?
okay, I think I have had enough. But this, what even are the options? Okay. Yeah, I think 3,000 gifts. Alright, I think I'm good for the Grinch for the PlayStation. That was in fact a game that existed. I think it was 2000. Artificial Mind and Magic, I think, is the name, what A2M stands for. That was a PlayStation action game. That is definitely licensed. Yeah, where's Jersey Devil? $17. I think that's... thank you, Rikuji-chan, for the follow. Yeah, I think that's 17. Put it right next to Jersey Devil. I cannot think of anything to say about that other than that is a game of all time. Alright. Well, I think with that, yeah, I mean, we at least have some interesting things here. We have run the gamut. But let us go. So we have one. I think I have enough energy for one box left. Unless someone wants to give one box. Wait, why can I not? Oh, here we go. Let's see. If while I... Yeah, there. 24C. Pause redemptions after that. So no, this one will be quick, and then you'll get in 24C. God, what is 24C even? Oh, sure, that'll be a good closer. So, next up we got 6C. Early episode blues. Donkey Kong 3. This is a game that I like. I know it's not the most popular Donkey Kong game, but I like it. Gonna play some Stanley the Bugman as he shoots air up Donkey Kong's ass. This was an arcade game from 1983. So not that far after Donkey Kong, or Donkey Kong Jr. Thank you, Kuyo, for the $30 subscription. We have finally hit a 300. So there, we will be ending Media Delta with the Battletoads and Bubsy pilot. Congratulations, folks, you did it. So, with that, let's do this. There we go. Yeah, I know most people probably are familiar with the NES version. There we go. Yeah, it's really just more squished. Also missing sound channels, apparently. Nope. There we go. Yeah, the arcade version makes the death a little brutal. Yeah, if you get the super spray and you mash it real good, you can finish these stages real quick. Come on. They don't need. Oh, god damn it. There we go. Oh, shit. At least I get another super spray. Nope. Also, yeah, just because you have a super spray doesn't mean you're invincible. Nope. Nope. Land right into it. Also, I'm curious. Nope. I don't know, because he's just being a dick. There we go. Yes, that is essentially your timer. And if he falls, you die. Okay, nope. You actually have 2 timers. Sure. Nope, too close. Huh. Your name registered. Okay. Oh, it doesn't have high score save. Okay. Alright. Yep. Okay. Also, I'm curious. Because I want to see what happens if you get all... Because I've never seen what happens if they get all the flowers. While we're testing things. Oh, it does a defender thing and just makes him really mad. I've never seen that before. Oh, does that actually count as 2 taken? Oh, it does. Okay, I'm gonna get you up here. Alright, let's see. Oh! I thought it was game overdue. No bonus. Okay, so it restores. Okay. Okay, I thought that it was a game over condition. Alright, so that's Donkey Kong 3. I think that is a neat game. I don't think it gets the love it deserves. Oh, not Dragon. Donkey Kong 3. We have that at 6. Which puts it at the same level as Galaga. Let's see, Galaga Gyrus. Paperboy. What do we have at 5? What class games do we have? Puyon? Yeah, we have Puyon at 5. Frogger, yeah, I kind of feel like that's more of a 5 than a 6. So, there. Donkey Kong 3, it's a 5. Other things, I don't really think anything else is really notable, other than I like the charm of it. I think it is a pretty neat game. So, speaking of pretty neat games, we have one last thing here, and we're going for the bottom right corner. Max and Chachi put in 24C. And this... Oh, whoops. Probably should reveal what it is first. Oop. Magical Tetris Challenge. Oop. This is a PlayStation game, although I think it originally actually was an N64 game. This actually did not come out over here, so I believe in the arcades this was a ZN2 game, which is essentially an arcade game running a PlayStation. This came out over here in the N64, but in Europe, the European... Oh, nope, we're not playing Tetris Grandmaster. Because that was a ZN2 game. Oh, which one is this? Featuring Mickey? Nope. This one. Alright. So this is a Capcom game. Also, this is slightly loud. There we go. Let's see, we got Magical Tetris Endless Mode. Let's see, what... Alright. Let's see, who do we got? We got Mickey, Donald, Goofy, or Minnie. Let's read Goofy. And let's do normal. Let's see, Goofy visits Minnie, bringing along some of his tasty vegetables. Hiya, Minnie. I brought you some of my vegetables, just like you asked. Thank you, Goofy. I'm going to make a big batch of delicious vegetable cookies. Really? Golly, that sounds great. Anything I can do to help? Sure, that'd be great. Why don't you change outfits? I'd love your help. Yeah, so essentially, weirdly enough, this is kind of a... this is kind of a sequel to, Tetris Battle Gaiden. Okay, can I please... Oh, thank you. Oh, good. There we go. Can I? Okay. Okay. Can you please stop giving me O pieces? What the hell am I supposed to do with that? Yeah, that was completely on purpose. I think the game is mad at me. There we go. Let's see. Do this whole time. Turn it up. Let's see. Alright, time to do Donald. Alright, enough of this. We know what's going on. It's Capcom is what the... Yeah, this seems to be one of those Tetris games that they really like you to do chains instead of, like... There we go. Alright, who do we got next? Alright, Mickey. Baby? Up that. I shouldn't have done that. There we go. I wonder, can you T-spin in this? Nope. Oh no! Uh-oh. That was fatal. Yeah, I'm dead. Yep, I'm gone. Ugh. Alright, let's see what else we got in here. Alright. So I'm sure you got, let's see, endless mode. What's the up-down Tetris? Let's try Donald this time. Try normal. Let's see, one day Donald went fishing, caught some stone that glowed mysteriously. There are some weird symbols carved into the mysterious stone. Donald thought to himself, Goofy will know what these symbols mean. He sent off to Goofy's farm. Alright. Well, this has some sort of shenanigans to it. Oh, this actually might just be traditional Tetris. Yeah, I think this is just traditional Tetris. Which is weird, like, I don't know why it's called up-down Tetris then. I messed up. Oh, perfect. I should not have been able to recover from that. And there we go. Oh, damn it. Yeah, okay. I was about to say, that should have been fatal anyway. Okay, so this is just traditional version Tetris. I mean, it's good that it has this. There's also a Game Boy Color port of this. Oh, what it? The next in the middle kind of throws me off. I was about to say, can you please give me a straight piece? There we go. Alright, straight on again. I mean, Donald being a sour winner is perfectly fitting for Donald. Also, it kind of looks like there was some sort of, like, Puyo, like, counter system. Like, if you send garbage to the other opponent and they send it to you as well, they'll counter out. Can you please give me a straight piece? I don't need it. There we go. Yep, I'm dead. Yep, oh, well, especially if I do moves like that. Yep, I'm hosed. Yep. Well, apparently Mickey's the Grandmaster. Okay, also, I need to check something. Yep, it does do the Capcom thing. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why that's called up-down Tetris. Oh, yes. So yeah, that was Mickey's... or Magical Tetris Challenge. And I take it Endless Mode, the standard Tetris game. Magical Tetris without story. Okay, I'm curious. Is that even... I take it, is this just... playing solo? Wait, what? Oh, okay, so it just gives you the line right there. Okay. Also, I'm curious, what other... do we have any cheats for this? I don't. Okay. So yeah, that was Magical Tetris Challenge. Is also available for the Game Boy Color and also for the N64. It's 1999 by Capcom. Also, like the one Capcom Tetris game I can think of. Yeah, we had a string of not great games, so we actually ending with like an actually decent game, or actually a pair of decent games is actually something neat. Okay, so what are my Tetris games? So Tetris. Okay, Tetris Attack doesn't count. Tetris of Cardcaptor Sakura. That actually is. Oh, it did. Wait, hold on. Is this an Eureka game? Because actually, if that's an Eureka game, then that makes a lot of sense, actually. Because the second best Tetris game that we have is Tetris with Cardcaptor Sakura, which is another PlayStation, because I didn't see the Arica logo. Actually, I'm gonna see. Does this have an intro? Oh, Eureka. Oh, this is okay, so that explains why it feels good, because yes, this is Eureka. Or they sub-licensed it from Eureka. So, because if I remember correctly, Capcom published the first Tetris the Grandmaster. So, that makes sense. Okay, so, yeah, we have Tetris with Cardcaptor Sakura. I would actually say that that's probably on par with that. So, I'm thinking 4 for that. In regards to other stuff, I think it's fine. Yeah, that would explain things. Like, if they need a Japanese-developed Tetris game, Eureka is probably going to do it. So, yeah. Alright. So, I can't really think of much else for that, other than the music. So, I think the music was good. So, yep, I think that is good for that. So, with that, I think that is going to do it for today. We got a little, like, 45 minutes extra, because, I don't know. I don't have anything else to do today, so why not play some Tetris? And with that, that is going to do it for today. So let's go ahead. We have hit the 300, so maybe I'll have to think about, maybe I'll do a 400. We are, the funny thing is, this isn't even the end of the Retro Ink Relief, because we're doing another long episode on Saturday. So, yeah, we have hit the 300, and yeah. Also, unless there is some sort of deluge in, on Saturday, it is looking like we are doing I, Claudius. Because that has a that has a $55 lead. So, there is that. So, yeah. With that, I think that is a good enough time to wrap it up. So, let's go ahead and, well, wrap this up. So, thank you all for watching. Personal Twitter/co-host is at Lola Puzzlo. I do all have a Discord where you can chat with the community, take part in polls, and other stuff. You can find that by going to Hazel.town. There's also a coffee page where if you want to help with false costs and various other things, you can go to cafe.hazel.town. I do also have the Twitch if you are watching this on a VOD. Watch these live Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturdays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. There's also the VOD channel if you want to watch VODs. You can watch my BeKindRewind.hazel.town Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern, or when they're uploaded. This one will go up on Friday. And I do also have a podcast channel, radio.hazel.town, where you can find Media Adult and Hazeltown Story if you don't want to listen to them on YouTube. You can find those uploaded Thursdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. So on Friday, we are continuing playing some more Mizurna Falls, which is proving to be an interesting game and actually running better than I was expecting. But anyway, yes, that is going to do it. Let me go ahead. I'm going to check something real quick. Okay, you are still streaming. So I'm going to send you... Oh, right, I think it's going to yell at me if I do it like this. So I am going to send you all over to Rejax, who is doing another charity poll, or charity stream. This one for the Trevor Project, so a very similar thing to what we're doing. So, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of whatever time it is you're watching. So later, Merry Christmas.